Hola guys and girls and welcome to the locker room talk for our week 2 match of the PPL versus the LA Wakers, coached by none other than PokeaimMD. Big name in this big league, but he already has a loss, we already have a win. We of course are the favorites going into this match, and this is not the first time we danced this dance. We got to Tango already, and yeah, we in the old GBA days, standing currently at the 1-1 record. 1 win for me, 1 win for him. So we are going to use this chance, of course, to set the record straight and show that we are the true winner of this 1v1 matchup. But yeah, for that we have to face a scary team. So let's go over real quick. You can see already here on my right on the whiteboard here, we got the TERA Electrode Hisuian form with Electric Ice and Fairy to TERA into, the TERA Delphox with Fire, Grass and Fairy to TERA into, Dragonite, Lycanroc, Crocodile, Hisuian Samurott, Annihilate, Heatran, Slowbro, Galarian form and the Cresselia. So, very scary stuff, Mainly the Annihilate is very annoying to take down, it's very bulky, we don't want to give it too many boosts, so we need to make sure that we either kill it in one hit or with passive damage, so that's what we're going to do with our team. Then both Terra Captains, the Electrode and the Delphox, both scary for my team, so we have to prepare for both. Electro, of course, with the Terra Ice, I'm most likely assuming, because then he hits just my, with Bolt Beam coverage being very fast, he has my whole team for super effective, if or at least neutral damage. And of course the Delphox as well, because if that Terra Fairies or Terra Grass or Terra Fire all make sense. Terra Fire if it wants to nuke me, be it a choice spec set, something like that. If it's a more like a setup variant, I could see more being Terra Grass or Terra Fairy to hit the Dondozo and the Roaring Moon respectively. There's even the small chance that the Hisuian Electrode might be Terra Fairy to like kill what you call Roaring Moon, because it is the only one which is faster than it, which isn't a Scarfer, so it could be a case, but like I said, I'm mostly expecting Terra Ice, because you have Terra Fairy, it's only for Roaring Moon, like all the other ones you would probably better have Terra Ice. But yeah, one big thing of course with his team is he has no hazard removal and he has no Fairy barring your Terras or something, so we can try to take advantage of that, but of course he has very easy hazard stacking potential with us as well, with Hisuian Samurott, just clicking Ceaseless Edge, getting damage and stuff and getting free spikes, so that can be troublesome, but I think we can manage. But yeah, matchup-wise, I think it's gonna be it depends a lot on what he brings and what the sets are, especially. Like, he could bring a very offensive team, he could bring a more balanced team, and depending on that, we will have to play accordingly. But now, let's go over you guys, what you are prepared to do for this league, and let's go over what we trained for this last few days to prepare, especially for this matchup, and get us this W, to put us ahead already being at 2-0. And yeah, first up, let's talk about our lineup. These are the 6 starting members we're going to bring this season, this bench. Words. And yeah, in our defensive lineup, we got Florges and Dondozo. Midfield, we got Rillaboom, the Roaring Moon, and Azelf. And as our most offensive late game sweeper, we bringing Freddy the GRAFAIAI. You are going to be the first time, same with Rillaboom and Azelf. Azelf, of course, being a new member of our team. In case you did miss the PPL channel video, we did do a transaction. Sparfer had to go for Azelf, and Glaceon had to go for Frostlass. Watch the PPL video in order to get more detail why that happened and how, especially. But yeah, now. With this lineup, like I said, did go over the stand, now let's go over details, sets, and strategies. First of all, Freddy with the Grassy Seed. You are our late game sweeper with Terra Dark, Acrobatics, Knockoff, Low Kick, and the Sword Stance. Enough speed, so after the Unburden triggers, we are faster than a Choice Scarfed. I think Lycanroc, but I have to check that again. But we are faster than his most likely Choice Scarfer, so we're faster than everything basically. We only have to worry about priority, and with the defense boost we get from Grassy Seed, the priority is not as terrifying. The extreme speed does of course still do good damage because fire is not that bulky, but with the +1 boost in defense and the HP we have, we can take it very well. And yeah, that's why we are Terra Dark as well, so that the Accelerock of the Lycanroc doesn't do as much damage as we would be Terra Flying. And yeah, with a lot of Psychic types Joey has on his team, we can check real quick what he has. Like you can see, he has Delphox, he has the Slowbro and the Cresselia. Terra Dark just seems very, very strong versus him, and of course Acrobatics for the Annihilate, Low Kick for the Dark types, and there we go. We just need a little bit of damage on everything basically, and this can already sweep very soon. Mainly we need to break the multi-scale on the Dragonite, because that can hit us twice, then we won't be able to sweep. He can hit us once with extreme speed if he wants to, or something else, but yeah, we can't allow him to hit us twice, because if he can hit us twice, we are dying and we won't be able to sweep. So breaking multi-scale Dragonite, if he's an offensive variant at least, is going to be a main priority in this match. Next up, Of course, if you want to bring the aggressive Reaver, we have to bring Andre the Rillaboom with a Subseed set, very bulky, enough speed to outspeed Heatran. That's the main idea. But basically, oh wait, no, we are very fast. Yeah, we are definitely fast enough for Heatran, so we can Subseed on that. And then bulky with HP, so we have the longevity to keep this mon around, to keep the grassy terrain around. And then Wood Hammer, Drain Punch, Substitute Leech Seed, no U-turn, so we don't get Flame Body by Heatran, we don't have to touch that, and we don't U-turn on the Annihilate, potentially giving it unnecessary boost. So you are just here to click either Wood Hammer for big damage, Drain Punch for recovery and big damage versus Heatran, or just keep sub Leech Seed stalling versus the opposing mons, because with Leech Seed recovery, Leftovers recovery, and the Grassy Terrain recovery, we are basically getting all our HP back we lose by subbing. So we can do that basically infinitely as long as the terrain is up, and yeah, depending on what the opponent of course has for us, and get good damage on everything without having to touch them, which is the important part. Like I said, Annihilate and Heatran, we don't want to touch those. Don't touch those mons. We get burned or we make them stronger. We don't want to touch these mons. So that's why we have this set right here. Like I said, depending on what he brings, can be very effective. But yeah, next up, Rory Moon, this time with a Life Orb variant. We already talked about that. He has a lot of Psychic types, so spamming Crunch is very nice. And he has no Fairy type, so spamming Dragon type moves can be very strong as well. That's why we do have the Outrage, so we can lock ourselves into that potentially. Then Brick Break for the Heatran and the Dark types. You don't want to bring Earthquake since we do bring the Grassy Terrain. And then Dragon Dance in case we manage to get a Dragon Dance up with your magic, because yeah, you force a lot of switches. Like I said, you do massive damage to his team, and if we can get like a Dragon Dance on a switch, if he like feels confident, doesn't think I would set up, and we get Dragon Dance up with you, that could already mean good game. That could already mean GG depending on what he has. Of course, he could try to Life Orb Stormy, bringing me in range of his priority, but that means we get massive damage on everything on his team, which does open the way for Freddy, which is our actual win con. This is more like a Wall Breaker with Life Orb, and then potentially we can get a Dragon Dance up. I don't really need the coverage otherwise. Like I said, I don't want to have U-turn on my mons, because either Annihilate boost or Flame Body, shenanigans with Heatran if he predicts that. So yeah, that's why I decided just go with Dragon Dance. And yeah, we danced this last week, and it seemed very effective versus his team. Then next up, Alex the Airsoft with the Expert Belt Stealth Rock. Like I mentioned, we want to bring hazards with our opponent. He struggles to remove them, and like I mentioned, we need the chip damage and the multi-scale broken on the Dragonite, even though it will most likely be boots, let's be real here. And yeah, we have Psychic with max special attack with, of course, the Annihilate for very good damage. Depending on the spread, it might even be an OHKO, but most likely it's going to be a more bulky Spit Death variant. I'm expecting a bulk up taunt variant, to be honest. And that we need something to like do massive damage to that right away, and that's why we have the Psychic. But still, we have two physical move and Drain Punch and U-turn. With the Expert Belt, we hit the Dark types very nicely, and due to momentum as well. Like I said, but being burned on this, I don't mind as much. And of course, I don't think he will bring Annihilate in versus Azelf, so I think that's a good scenario there. And of course, like I mentioned, Stealth Rock, because we want to have Stealth Rock enough speed to outspeed the Lycanroc. And yeah, Naive Nature, because like I said, he has good priority, he will most likely come. So we rather have minus def than minus defense, so we can take those hits a little bit better. But yeah, strong Revenge Killer for the Annihilate. Wants to get a little damage on that, and then get rocks, get damage on the Dark types and stuff like that, and go from there. Because the Dark types, of course, are the ones we need to get damage on. We are TERA Dark, Knockoff is our most damaging move. That's why we don't have knockoff on everything else. So they all keep the items for maximum damage knockoff from our Freddy the GRAFAIAI, and yeah, we need the Dark types to be damaged so that our knockoff can, or low kick does enough damage, because yeah, they are heavy, but it's not stab, and yeah, we need some damage on those. Now for our defensive lineup, first off, we got Rudy the Dondozo with not that much defense. We're actually going Adamant with a lot of attack investment, Wave Crash, Avalanche, Body Press, and Yawn with the leftovers. With Grassy Terrain recovery and the Wish later on, we can recover that very easily, so we don't need the rest. And why I want this match attack, because like I mentioned, I'm expecting bulk up taunting Annihilate and to just beat Dondozo 1v1 every set, barring you are very offensive with Wave Crash, because if you're unaware, the unaware ability of Dondozo ignores the defense boosts of the Annihilate as well, so our Wave Crash will always doing the same amount of damage. And yeah, with that much investment and the Wave Crash, it is a 2-hit versus like a just max HP Annihilate. So yeah, that's why this set right here, being especially prepared for, like I said, such a taunting Annihilate variant, which would beat out Dondozo 1v1 otherwise. But now this is actually a check to that. But we have, like I said, that means we do take more damage from the attack, since we don't have that many defense investment. We are going with, we trained you to do hit very hard, but now you don't take the hits that well. You still take them very well because you are Dondozo. But Rudy, you will take more damage this way. But that's not a big problem. Like I said, we have the grassy terrain, we have Wish from Moraine the Florges later on, so that way I think we can keep you healthy enough to, even though if you take more damage, to keep you in the range where you can still lift the hits and do massive damage in return. That's the idea with this set. And Yawn just there to put monsters to sleep. Of course, Avalanche for the Dragonite and Body Press for the Dark types, mainly the Yasurin. Samurott, which we wouldn't be able to hit with Wave Crash and Avalanche, and then Yawn just to put monsters to sleep. Just, Yawn a little bit. Put him to sleep and, yeah, get one Mon out of the way that way. Or 4 switches, that's nice as well. With rocks up, of course, getting hazard damage on them. And, yeah, last but not least, we got Moraine the Florges with a Spit Death variant. Not also there for the physical threats, this mare for the special threats, be it the Electrode, be it the Delphox. This is our main switch into that. We are Terra Water as well, but we have no water move, but it's just Terra Water to resist, for example, stuff from Heatran, and in case it is a Terra Fire Delphox to resist that, and get it. We don't do much, of course, to Delphox in case it is Terra Fire, for example, stuff like that, since that resists our Fairy move. But what we can do is we can get slow Baton Passes out into our mons, which revenge kill them. So that's the idea with Florges. Switch in, go here and there for Moonblast, but mainly wish up our mons and slow Baton Pass out in our threats to go from there. And force some switches. As you can see, this full team right here, we don't actually bring hazard removal, which is kind of a risk with the Soon Summer, because like I said, spike stacking can be very easily enabled with that. But with the grassy terrain, I think, and all the mons we have leftovers, I think we can recover out the hazard damage. That's basically the idea why I didn't bring Defog. Corviknight, he was on the list instead of Dondozo, but Dondozo just does way better versus his physical threats than our Corviknight. I don't want to defog giving Annihilate, Defiant, boosts and shenanigans like this, so I thought Dondozo does a way better job. Of course, I want Roaring Moon, I want Rocks, so that's why Azov comes, and I need Rillaboom for the GRAFAIAI do, I need a special wall, so the only really mon I could switch out for to have hazard removal was the Dondozo, but that just does way more other things than, it doesn't hazard remove, but it does way better in every other regard than Corviknight, so that's why I decided to go with that. But yeah, that's my lineup for this match. Let's get this win. We go with strategy. I think it's a great strategy. Freddy, you are going to be the MVP this game. You're going to come out and get all the kills at the end. That is the plan. That is the idea. That's what we train for. Let's see what we can do. Let's get out of the field. Let's show what we can do. Roll out down, fans.